Hello, friends and lovers. How are we doing? I know we're in the middle of a run, but it's because I'm going to show a death here because we got a special little challenge. We got a special little challenge for ourselves today. I was tasked or asked or requested, I don't know, whichever way you want to look at. Challenged is what I would say. To beat 32 heat without some things that are going on, basically. What they had specifically asked for was to create a mod where I could not palm anything, but I could still get boons. Or something like that, which seemed very particular. I don't think it's palms that really make runs easy in Hades necessarily. I mean, they definitely don't hurt, that's for sure. But tell you what, I'm gonna do it one step further, since A, it's not easy to make a mod in Hades. That's step one. Step two, I think we can actually make it even harder than that. Their challenge was based around the fact they wanted to see someone essentially play the game around their own skill and not rely as much upon the boons themselves. So tell you what, we're gonna up it. We're gonna up it. We can do better than even that, as we just listed. We're gonna do 32 heat boonless. Or at least I'm gonna try to do boonless. Things do happen. I mean, you're forced to take boons from time to time, but the way we can do it is that if I do end up taking a boon, then I will make sure I do not utilize the boon. I won't use the move that it's attached to or whatever, and I'll avoid boons that will passively do anything as well. We'll figure it out, you know what I mean? We'll figure it out, I think. All right, this is a pretty good 32 heat setup for that. You could even do convenience fee instead here, because, yeah, I guess you don't. Yeah, you could just do one convenience fee, because we not being able to buy boons means we'll probably have a lot of money. So we're going to do aspect of Hestia, because this is by far the safest aspect in the game, in my eyes. It's the easiest one to clear a high amount of heat. You just got to be careful around the deadline, and things like jury summons and other things that might make more enemies spawn. Speaking of which, maybe we'll take a double check at the pact there. What do y'all think? You think it'll be easy? You think it'll be hard? I don't know, they seemed pretty confident that I wouldn't have a good time. God's Pride versus God's Legacy shouldn't matter. We can swap this over so that Hermes, it doesn't matter if we're avoiding boons anyway, right? And I guess we should do Faded Authority. I'm actually not sure about that. We're probably going to be forced to take hammers from time to time. I don't even know if that was part of the challenge, but I think we're just going to have to allow it. It's basically just going to be 32 heat boonless, right? Faded Authority, huh? The thing is, sometimes you have to roll, or you'd want to roll, so that you're not forced to take something truly annoying. I guess we'll have to see. Am I worried about benefits package here, really? I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. Let's go.
What could go wrong?
Let's go. Should be a fun challenge. We took the shackle keepsake. Of course, we're forced to take a boon in chamber 1, as you do. So we're just going to take Crystal Beam, and we're just going to have to sell it later. Now, I'm going to hope that I don't forget to not use it, basically. So there we go. That's step 1. And we're off to the races. So, of course, we deal a lot of attack damage right away because we have the shackle on, and Hestia just deals a lot of damage, you know? I think I took Fiery Presence, right? But yeah, if you want to see, like, runs where the boons didn't carry as much, I mean, I've cleared 58 heat with Aspect of Hestia. It took hundreds of attempts, but we did do it. Yeah, we got forced into a hammer here. I think we're just gonna have to allow them anyway. There's a few things that could work out here. Ricochet Fire is probably the best in slot for myself. You could get Cluster Bomb, Rocket Bomb, but baby, I am happy about Ricochet Fire. Do we need money? I think you just want to secure health. We're probably not really going to need that. Especially since we're going to have to sell some boons, too. It probably hasn't been that long since I did a boonless run. But I am open for challenges. If you got challenges, I'm willing to hear them. I mean, telling me to just beat, like, 64 heat. It's not the most creative challenge, I'm going to say. So if you can come up with something better than that, I'm willing to hear it. Now, I might just reply to you with a video of me already doing the thing that you're asking, just so you know, though. We were thinking of a mod where every weapon gets sort of its own hoarding slash hammer. You know, basically damage scaling with money. You know, oh, I was gonna say, you know what? I'll even avoid chaos here, even though I think chaos is fine. Like it's supposed to count. I don't want to risk. I want to be careful with our rolls, so we're just gonna allow this to palm crystal beam. But yeah, it's something that allows scaling with gold for all the weapons might be kind of fun in its own way, right? And well, we have to take a boon in this store. It's a mini boss store. You can't roll around it. But yeah, I think this just showcases the power of this aspect more than anything, by the way. Doesn't really matter. Hopefully we don't have to take another boon here. I should probably be throwing out the special a bit more, right? All right, we got a lot of health early on, which is really the only thing that's going to change anything. It's going to be the biggest impact. But this doesn't feel that much different from like an approval process run where you have both approval process on potentially. This is the shop? Don't really have to. Best I could get out of there is health anyway, right? Yeah, I don't see a reason to, other than to be careful for a tight deadline, but I think we'll be okay. Right? Now, if they had challenged me to do this with a specific weapon that I hate, this might not look quite the same. I think it will take the health from the darkness here. Hades 2 being only, let's see, how long away are we talking here now at this point? Take the money from this, of course. Possibly less than a couple months, possibly.
Hey, sir.
Oh yeah, we're wearing the shackle. Possibly.
Cheers, mate. This is for
Not far away at all.
good chat.
I saw someone say, oh, I hope Hades 2 isn't so linear and you can go backwards in rooms and explore and check for walls and stuff. And I thought to myself, I think I don't want that in particular. Personally, I like the fast-paced nature, and I understand like the backtracking thing. I assume they're kind of thinking of Binding of Isaac. I think you know, it works under certain formats, but I kind of like just how fast-paced this is, and the fact that you're always driving forward and stopping and just waiting for stopping and going backwards and double checking this and that, and you know, making sure you don't make a thousand different mistakes in some of your different decisions, like what can happen in Binding of Isaac. I don't know if I'd want it for Hades, but I wouldn't necessarily disapprove of it either. So we sell. We didn't make use of either of them, luckily. Those are all useless here now. We can bind our cast again, at least for the moment. Boom. One zone done. I don't even know if we really got hit there, to be honest. I don't know if I'd want that for Hades. That's a big sweeping change too, right? Hades 2, for Hades 2 to be precise. Yeah, I just take money. That is definitely a broad change that I'm sure wouldn't click with everybody. It's also a change where Supergiant is kind of known for being a bit risky, I would say, in a sense. If I rolled the other door, does it matter? Give me anything else. Come on. They're a bit risky. They tend to diversify their games a lot. And what I mean by that is they will, when they go to a new game, they don't usually just make it, you know, they try to really differentiate what they make, I guess, is what I'm trying to say here. Words coming to me. they don't just take the first thing that worked and kind of run with it. Not too much, at least.
Should help keep me going.
We have to take this. Could take the cast, could take the special, and then just avoid using that, right?
Time for another voyage.
So they could make a big change like that for Hades too. But why would they, I guess? But why would they? We have to ask ourselves. Oh, why didn't I Meg? I will Meg now. Why would they want to do that? Doom. Ah. Okay, so now we just take, I guess, the special, and I just won't use it. I don't even know if I have been using the special, really. I'm trying to be careful here by rebinding for y'all. There's been a lot of talk about, like, really big changes that could happen. Some people say, like, oh, I really hope the second game is co-op. It's not that I don't want it to be co-op, it's that... And I'm the guy in the corner that's going, because it's not because I don't want it to be co-op, but I just don't want that. If they were to add co-op to Hades 2, I wouldn't want that take away from other areas. I think they created something great for a single player experience. So if adding co-op to the second game means that something else has to be sacrificed, which is definitely what's has to happen. You know, this is the real world where you can't have everything, right? Ow. Oh my god. Bonk. 315 health already. Palm doesn't do anything, we'll go this way. This is the real world, right? Developing one feature means that you're not developing a different feature. So, I guess, I think they just did it so right in the first game here that putting co-op into the second one, I don't know. I'm not convinced. I guess I'd have to hear the... I'd have to see it to really believe in it, probably. But my first instinct is to say, no, I don't want that. It's interesting because I sit here and I say, I don't want this, I don't want that, blah, 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 blah. And then at other instances, you might hear me say, I don't want it to be too similar to the first game. Because the first game will always be here for us, you know what I mean? The first game will always be here for us. If you feel like if you're worried you're gonna miss, you know, the fist weapon or something in Hades 2, it's like, well, that's why you have this game, right? You know what I mean? Here we go. Number 2 down. Number 2 down.
Bye for now, Lanny.
So I want it to be different, but I don't really know how I want it to be different, to be honest. I'm not sure. I think it would be a bit disappointing for me, someone who has obviously played
Should be useful.
the first game a lot, if I turn on the second game, right? And it just feels like I'm playing the first one again, basically. If it was almost like if it was too easy, if it just felt like I'm extending myself. I don't want it to feel like this, you know what I mean? Second hammer. Let's go. I guess, like, controls-wise, I want it to feel like it. But I hope, like, they change more systems than perhaps other people would want, really. We've seen some backlash from developers who changed their formula too much, potentially, when creating a sequel. I'm looking at Darkest Dungeon 2, namely, where a lot of fans of the original Darkest Dungeon were not happy with the second game. They felt like it was too much of a departure. You know, they had a successful game in the first one. Why did they change it, basically? All right, triple bomb, cluster bomb, delta chamber. So delta chamber does nothing for Hestia. So triple bomb or cluster bomb, it kind of, I don't know, you could kind of go either way here. Doesn't matter much. I kind of like triple bomb. I don't get to take it as often as perhaps I like. I think you rolled this one instead? Not sure. I don't think it matters too much. I'm sure I've asked this question, but like, if there's any particular feature you think you'd like to see in Hades 2, whether it be from another game or what, like an idea from another game, I'm kind of curious what you got for me, so feel free to let me know. The only vague thing I got is I do hope that there is perhaps some alternate game modes. Maybe a sandboxy thing, you know?
Actually doing business.
Just trying to avoid that. Okay. Yoink. All right, we managed to escape the mini bosses here, actually. Maybe sandboxy thing. Speedrun mode is obviously like a big one. If they, I mean, I would say like in-game leaderboards, but those don't really work out for games usually. You know what I mean? It's just, they just get like hacked and stuff, and I don't know how much it really matters. You know, cheaters just become a part of it, and then it's kind of like, well, now what? Now, if they had like daily or weekly or monthly or whatever, some kind of like timed challenge, perhaps, that had its own leaderboard, that sounds fun to me. I may have even said this recently, but I think the best example I can think of is, I think it's Mario Maker 2. They have the Ninja, I think it's called.
Let's see what else.
The Ninja runs, I think, where it's sort of like a speedrun contest for a particular level. I don't know how often it resets. So that, I feel like that would be interesting for Hades too. So how would that work? You got to wonder to yourselves, right? How would this work in the format? We'll extrapolate it and compare it to a Hades 1 experience here. Please stop offering me boons. I might have to just take a boon soon though, because I don't want to spend our last roll. Because we might get forced into taking a boon in sticks. So, how would that work? So, you could have runs on what we call the same seed, but you would probably have to change how that works a little bit. Basically make it so that every chamber, every reward, everything is the same for each player, all the enemies and stuff. And I guess the challenge would either be survive, and then the bigger challenge would be... the first challenge for most people would simply be to beat the run, but then there could also be leaderboards. I guess in terms of the amount of time it took, I don't know if you could really do it for the amount of difficulty, like the amount of heat on it. I don't know if you could really add that onto it. You can probably buy that. Yeah, I think we have to take this boon and then we'll just sell it. Because we want to make sure that I keep a roll for sticks. We only got one left. So, you know, you can make people run with a particular hammer. You could make it so you start with certain things too, right? And maybe the game doesn't offer as many things, you know? They kind of force you into using one particular build, ability, something like that, right? And you gotta make the best of potentially a bad situation. That would be really interesting, I think, for Hades 2. I know Dead Cells had like a daily thing. I never tried it though. I thought it did at least. Yeah, it did. It did. I don't think I ever tried it, or I don't recall trying it. I'll be honest, I don't think I've really... A lot of games have these modes, and I don't know if I've ever really used them. So we have to take the special here. All right, I know. I know, it's not my fault. I don't really use them, so am I asking for a feature that not that many people want, perhaps? It could be. It could be I'm asking for them to develop a feature that the majority of people would not use, do not want, are not interested in. Maybe interested in, but would not end up using, not long-term at least. Perhaps there's better things to to focus their energies on besides that, right? I guess is the thought. Oh, come on. Oh, okay. That was weird. All right, my friend. Woo! Ricochet is really nice here. You can actually shoot the pillars if the enemy's close enough, see? And it'll bounce off the pillar and hit the boss instead. Well, hit the boss as well, I should say. Why didn't that cast lodge? I swear I threw one. You can see it ricochet off the back wall even. One. Come on. Oh. Sloppy play today. It's morning. What can I tell you? Whoop. Come on, shoot, shoot, shoot. Trying to... oh my god. Peace. Ugh. There's this problem where trying to reload after every shot very precisely, a lot of times these actions will override each other if you mash them together too much, right? So Hestia is actually quite hard to play if you're trying to reload as soon as possible after a shot. I end up double reloading or not attacking or God knows what very, very often there. It's hard. It's actually really hard. Okay. We currently have no boons. We keep the shackle on, as you do. We can now change this back so so I don't mess up here, of course. We'll take that. I mean, you could get health in the shop, but yeah, you just don't need money otherwise. The thing is, all this stuff probably wears out super, super early, right? Okay, we're looking pretty good. It was kind of a slow Elysium. I don't know if I'm worried, though, per se. This is Extreme Measures 4, though. This is Extreme Measures 4. So yeah, daily stuff, weekly stuff, whatever time frame it is, would be interesting. Now, I'm pretty sure those palms lose money for you. You buy them and nothing happens. Let's find out. Net negative. Nice. Okay, so we got health right away. That's good. So we'll probably take the obols second, and then if I have to take a third door, we're gonna have to roll once here. But that's still pretty lucky that 2 doors are not boons, I'd say, at this point. I think so. Now, we might get screwed. Who knows? Some people say, oh, take a boon door first, and hopefully you get a purging well. It's... The purging wells aren't super likely. It's not really worth gaming around that. You're better off just going for... just avoiding the boons to start, unfortunately. But sometimes you just get screwed, and that might happen here. We'll see. Now, they did not know how successful Hades 1 was going to be. It's safe to say. I think they knew that they had something on their hands, right? They knew that they had something. That's for sure. But I don't think they knew how successful it would be. They wound up choosing to make a sequel after the success of the game. It was clear. I wonder if they, ahead of time they would choose to either work on DLCs for the second game, additional content after 1.0, because there was no additional content to Hades 1 after 1.0. There were some bug fixes and things, but there was no additional content. Which was fine. I mean, it's a big game enough as it is, right? I wonder if they would plan differently, knowing that, you know, it's pretty much going to be a slam dunk, right? Maybe they'll make some mistakes. There will be some outbursts, some outcries from the fans, and it won't be as beloved, but I mean, something tells me that they're still gonna sell quite a bit. Dum dum. Now introducing the turn-based roguelike RPG. Hades 2. Creature collector survival craft. And sack. Give me the sack so we don't have to take a boon. Come on, baby. Hey, we got a boonless run. Officially boonless. I don't know if we'll get the dialogue. I don't know. This save file is one that I have to get from speedrun.com, which has very few clears on it, but is also maxed out at the same time. And it has some oddities about it. So a lot of people ask about Persephone's bond. Why don't I have Persephone's bond? Or why do I have so few clears in the save file? I have to keep resetting my save file. Load times go up, it hurts speed runs. That's the short story of it. That is the short story of it. All right.
Here, Father. Come on.
There it is.
Olympus on you this time. How is it that you clambered all this way without the generous support of your dear family? Doubtless you merely purged their blessings for some coin.
You got me.
Hey, I resent that, Father. I'm more than capable of getting here all on my own now, thanks.
Such arrogance has led to many a mortal's downfall, and many a god's.
I would love more challenges like this in Hades 2, because there's not a lot in Hades 1 here. Like special, even just like little dialogues, right? For when you do something perhaps difficult or weird or unique, you know, in its own way. Oops. Whoa. Ooh. A little close.
I shall turn you from our sight.
Ah, come on. All right, we're gonna have to focus for this though. Ah. Ah. Boom, boom, down, down. All right, we got to prepare to Meg. Just gotta wait for the right moment. Ow. Ah! Okay, that was a bit rough. Down, 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 down. All right, one. Had an extra Meg too. Come on, get over there.
I have something for you.
Nice.
I would say more things like extreme measures, but that, I don't know, that might be a tall order. Transforming the bosses and stuff is a lot to ask for. It's interesting that it was in the game. I'm trying to think, the best way to kind of think of ideas is to look at other games and see how they handle things, right? To see what kind of ideas other games have come up with. And sometimes it can get kind of weird to try to, you know, force one thing from one game into another one, or to ask them to do that. Tried to break all the pots. I think we did. Oh. Hiya. Oh, man, really? Oh, watch out. I mean, that's where I get, like, the daily ideas, of course, as we were saying. Up, 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 up. It is worth throwing down the specials if possible. If you at the time. Come on, baby. Woo! Oh, lots of Death Defiance. I was trying to hold it. I was trying to hold him. Oh man, it just wouldn't let me shoot that pot. Ooh, I got double hit by that ring? Really, Dad? Oh my God, really, Papa? Two, three. Come on, why? Ah! Oh! Oh, the wombo combo from Poopa. My dad. Oh, there it goes. Got spicy at the end there, huh?
How did you accomplish this?
It is rough. I mean, if you don't have anything like, you know, I mean, think about how much easier it would have been at the end there with Athena's dash. Extreme Measures 4 is definitely the gate at the end of a run like this. For pretty much any 32 heat run, if you have Extreme Measures 4 on, you're probably, you shouldn't be having too rough a time until you get to this point in the fight. You know what I mean? Oh no, I took a blessing from Boldy. That's basically cheating. I kind of forgot. Oh no, it's illegitimate now. It's illegitimate now. It's just a bonus. It's not a boon. It doesn't say boon. Do they normally say boon? I don't even know what they normally say. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.